Hi, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 22nd of April, 2023. How you doing? So, if I look slightly different today, it's because when I went to do my last um, six songs, which were six magnificent Karen Mock songs that went up yesterday, my tripod of 18 years broke. It broke. The whole thingy broke off, so I have a new one on the way, but in the meantime, I'm using a dodgy old regular, um, what's the brand here? Bauer tripod this one's seen better days. It has a broken thingy on it. I'm sorry to get into such technical talk, but we're doing the best for today. We should be back to our regular scheduled programming next week. So let's think what's happened this week as I move and bob around. Um, so my oldest sister is in a rehab facility right now. She was in the hospital for different things, and she's in rehab now and hopefully getting the care she needs for that. So that's been going on, and I've talked a lot with her sons, uh, Patrick especially, and Timmy, a bit about all this and seeing how they're doing. Um, and so I've had those conversations. I've talked a lot with my other sister and my brother and my one of my nieces and one of my great nieces and all sorts of stuff. Separately from any of that sad drama, I've had a nice conversation with my friend Larry. It's always great to hear from Larry and several other folks during the week. And so that's been that. I got finally a thing that wouldn't get written. It just seemed this Genesis box set, BBC broadcasts. Um, I finally reviewed all five CDs and the packaging and all of that. I got it all done and up on my site. That was a real ordeal. I sort of had a sort of, it wasn't quite writer's block, but I guess maybe it was. I wanted to say what I wanted to say cogently and really absorb what I needed to say, both good and bad about it, because there's lots of good about the box set and a few things that suck about it. And I need to be honest. That's one thing I will tell you that's important. If you do a website or print or whatever, if you do things where you're writing about something, it is so important to always be honest. Don't worry about repercussions of, gee, I hope I don't offend the artist or the label or whatever. You owe your audience the truth on anything you write about in terms of entertainment or what have you. So it's important to me to be honest. I try and give it all its best shot. But when it has flaws like this has some flaws, I have to point that out. So getting that all in a way that made sense to me took a while, but I got that done. The next thing I review is the new Jethro Tull album, which I think is pronounced uh, Rockflöte, which is Rokflote. It looks a lot like rock flute, and it's about the Norse gods and stuff. Um, and it's sort of really, as I think about it, it's the second religiously based Jethro Tull album in a row, with the other year's Zealot Gene, which was a brilliant album. And this album is great too. It has a different feel than that one, but it's worth your time. It's definitely worth your time, just so you know. So I have to delve into that because there's a lot of things I can't just go, oh, gee, this sounded great. There's stuff in here that deserves mention about what they're about, the process, all of that. So I got to work on that, work on other stuff. I have some feelers out about some interviews I want to do with different people. So that's going on. Another big thing in my week, this is going to sound minor to you, but it's huge to me, is I was listening to lots and lots of music from the band The Fifth Dimension, who I have been adoring them since day one. Those five voices, um, Marilyn McCoo, Florence LaRue, Billy Davis Jr., Lamont, I can't think of his last name, and Ron Townsend. I think it's Townsend or Townsend. He was like the chubby guy that you saw. Always had the cool beard going on there. And he's the only one who has died, by the way, in like the early 2000s. Um, I always thought they were brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. So I've been listening to a bunch of their albums. I mean, no, I know people know them from their singles, their cover of Aquarius and Let the Sun Shine In, Up, Up and Away, One Less Bell to Answer. Um, yeah, last night I didn't get to sleep at all. I knew it was in my head coming out, and a bunch of other stuff. Carpet Man. If you don't know Carpet Man or California Soul, really check those out. And of course, I can't not mention Sweet Blindness, which is one of my very favorite songs of theirs. And they had Working on a Groovy Thing, Stone Soul Picnic, Living Together, Growing Together, just so much stuff. And so I was listening to the last album that those five made, which was in 73 or 74, something like that, an album called Earthbound, with most of the material on it, not all, but most, written by Jimmy Webb, who also wrote the majority of their Magic Garden album and lots of stuff during their career. And Jimmy Webb from lots of stuff for like writing for Glenn Campbell and things like I believe Wichita Lineman is one of his. Um, but I just love them. I've always loved them. I will continue to love them. I probably haven't mentioned that enough, but it's a great part of this Wilcox's being is that. So, cooking wise, what did I make this week? I made some nice spinach tortellinis that I had gotten at Trader Joe's on the first week of this month, and they were delightful. Um, I forget what else I cooked, but other stuff, other good stuff. Tonight it's macrobiotic health food night, so I'm making chili cheese dogs, which I just love, and so does my nephew. So we're doing that, and I don't know what I'll have with it. I'll figure that out. Maybe some chips or something. Who knows? And what else has been going on? I think that's really about it. That's quite a bit, to be honest with you. And here we are. So we all move forward. I hope you're all doing well. I'd love to hear from you as always. Um, I love you. Give me a holler. Send me an email. Send me 2 emails and phone me and all of that. Snail mail me. If you know me, you know my snail mail. All that kind of stuff. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.